Hey everyone, today I'm going to go ahead and go over the brand new details that we have for Wild Hearts. This is the new Monster Hunter type game that's being put out there by EA and Koei Tecmo. And today what we're going to be checking out is the fact that there's a brand new blog from the developers covering not just what the endgame experience will be like. There's been plenty of people out there asking questions, just how does the endgame look? How does it shape up? Is it meaty? Can you actually obtain worthwhile updates? But more importantly, essentially what will be coming post-launch? There's been plenty of questions about that already. EA in their most recent developer Q&A confirmed that the post-launch DLC will all be free. You will not be paying for any of it. All of the stuff that will be dropping will be free, at the very least for the time of, launch window at the very least. We don't know if those plans are going to change in the future, if the game becomes successful or not. But of course, that is just how the game stands as of the time of launch. So I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below for the most recent blog update. But essentially reads that they talk a little bit about the end game and they explain what it is that you should be expecting. So they mention that you've beaten Wild Hearts, quote unquote. You have traversed Azuma's 4 vast regions to defeat the huge and ferocious Kemono wreaking havoc on the countryside, and you have mastered ancient technology to construct countless karakuri for attack, defense, and traversal. You have crafted and upgraded your finest weapons and armors. You have overcome what you believe was the greatest danger of Azuma, and the land has gained a measurable peace where you may think your work here is done, but the hunt is not over. You see, by restoring balance and the flow of the celestial thread, you've saved Azuma from a great disaster. But even the most noble feats can have unintended consequences. It turns out that the celestial thread that flows through the land and the powers of the karakuri has a dark side. When the Kemono absorb too much of it, it has a toxic effect. They grow stronger and even more fierce. In effect, it drives them berserk. And so, those who choose to continue the hunt will face some of their toughest challenges yet, the volatile Kemono. Volatile Kemono are in essence extremely powerful relatives of the beasts you encountered in the main story, and taking down such creatures will prove to be a challenge unlike any you've encountered so far in Azuma, but the rewards are similarly increased. Defeating these creatures will earn you some rare crafting materials, alongside a new type of item called keystones. Collecting keystones will allow you to challenge the most powerful of enemies, the deeply volatile Kemono. Take one down and you'll earn one of the rarest and most powerful talismans in the game, which confers valuable abilities or passive boosts. But know this, only the most skilled hunters dare to take them on alone, and even this is just the beginning. In the month following the release of Wild Hearts, even more Kemono will appear. For example, the March expect the debut of Hellfire Lanharback. I think that's how it's pronounced. Laharback? A particularly fierce, deeply volatile Kemono. In a given month, will also bring a new set of quests, new armors, new weapon types. New weapon types, interesting. I didn't read that originally like that before. New talismans and more. Some all-new Kemono will even bring in new types of karakuri to build, at all no extra charge. And that's just a taste of what's to come. Here's what you can expect just in March. The new Kemono, the Hellfire Laharback. This deeply volatile simian beast comes with new quest and talisman. New Kemono, the Grim Stalker. This new wolf-type Kemono kin to the fearsome Deathstalker is accompanied by a new quest and a new Grimstalker themed weapon and armor types. New content, this upgrade also brings new high difficulty quests, new emotes, and new chat stamps. Of course, chat stamps are just stickers. And even more is planned after that, so stay tuned for more details. Meanwhile, consider yourself warned. Even after the world-spanning main story of Wild Hearts has even drawn to a close, there will be more challenges, more rewards, and more opportunities to team up with friends to protect Azura, because the hunt is not over. So that's pretty much what they are confirming as of right now. I originally didn't read the part about new weapon types. So new weapon types is just, of course, just flat out means new weapons. So that is very exciting. I didn't catch that the first time I read this specific blog update. So certainly looking forward to that. So essentially what they're saying here is that in March, you're going to get 2 brand new Kemono, of course, brand new quests, new emotes, brand new stickers. I know you guys are going to be happy about that. But of course, they also mention new armor, new weapons, new weapon types, and of course, talismans, which is what this game's endgame kind of circles around as well. So that is what's really exciting about that. Now, the stuff for a lot of people who have been wondering, is this, you know, a little bit of a transition from, you know, low rank to high rank to master rank? I guess you can kind of consider it that way. Of course, collecting the keystones will make you fight deeply volatile Kemono. You can consider those master rank, and volatile Kemono considered high rank. So therefore, the normal Kemono you fight through, just the main basic part of the story, can just be considered low rank. That is certainly one way to look at it. And I think probably the way that a lot of people will end up kind of signifying the way the game is kind of broken down. Deeply volatile Kemono are essentially master rank, or at the very least, some sort of equivalent of master rank, if you want to look at it that way. Volatile Kemonos are high rank because essentially they're just more stronger versions of the stuff you already fought with different drops, but it doesn't necessarily mention that they're going to be letting you craft entirely new armor sets. Of course, the talismans are, but not everything else will be. The passives will just have to wait and see how those are going to turn out. Again, each new version of these monsters are going to have their own talismans, so we're just going to have to wait and see. And then, of course, the addition of new Kemono down the road, and more importantly, like I said, new weapon types certainly seems exciting. I believe the game starts out with 8 to 10 weapons as of right now. I haven't necessarily seen a lot of people complain about just there not being that many choices, but the fact that they are going to be adding more, just how many more, that question would, you know, ultimately fall on the developers to kind of answer and see where we go from there. I think response for the game has been somewhat lukewarm. Reviews have been somewhat positive, but you literally cannot go a review without someone complaining or comparing it to Monster Hunter. Either it has a shortcoming to Monster Hunter, or it has something that it does so much better than Monster Hunter but still doesn't play like Monster Hunter, therefore people don't necessarily feel too inclined. I don't think this game is ever going to escape that. That's just the reality of it, but you know, it is what it is. So once again, I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below for this brand new blog update. I personally haven't reached nowhere near Endgame. I did not get a review code, so I'm just playing the game naturally, normally, like everybody else, or at the very least how you guys will be playing it in a few days. I'm playing it on Xbox through the early build preview, so I'm checking that out. And you know, I will put out a review when it's due. Certainly not looking to rush through it or anything along those lines. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya!